I've lived here about 2 years, but I'd never really kind of explored the park. And then during lockdown, I just sort of craved going outside and sort of being somewhere other than just sitting in my living room. So I sort of wandered into the park one day and walked around and like didn't realise how much was actually here. So I spent like weeks here, like riding my bike around and sort of chilling and like reading a book and sort of sitting in the grass. And it was really nice. It kind of let me sort of like reconnect a little bit with nature and sort of a greener space. It became like my little mini sanctuary almost. Once lockdown finished, like within a couple of weeks, it was just covered in rubbish and like people started coming back in, and it kind of lost that really sort of special feel to it a little bit. The piece is in response to this sort of almost fork in the road that we're kind of at, I think, where we can kind of go back to pre-lockdown life and sort of continue destroying our sort of natural habitat, or we can kind of forge a new path and start taking care of green spaces. I originally just wanted to do loads of flowers and nature and greenery, and then I was looking up different sort of poems about nature to get inspiration, and I came across a poem by William Wordsworth. He kind of had seen way back in the day like a similar sort of trajectory as well, where he kind of realised that man was just destroying nature kind of willingly and didn't really seem to care. And so he kind of wrote this poem called Lines Written in Early Spring that's about that. And so I thought it would be really nice to stitch some of those words into the fabric around the flowers, because it really, that poem encapsulated sort of exactly what it was that I wanted the piece to sort of say. I spent like weeks just sort of sitting on my living room floor, just surrounded by felt and fabric and like needles. There's still needles in my carpet all over the place. What I wanted them to sort of take away from it is that these spaces that we have are really precious, and that if there's not enough care or time that goes into it, then they kind of fall apart. How it's so incredibly woven into like fabric of our society, and one sort of little stitch can kind of mess up so much. It was just such a nice experience over lockdown of like everyone seemed to be like kind of coming together in these like really nice spaces, and everyone was sort of like chilling out and appreciating it. And I kind of wanted people to take that away from lockdown, that experience. You know, nature's really nice to look at, but sort of there's an underlying message there of just taking care of your natural environment, because it's kind of all we have.